Jaya Radha Kalashanji, Radha Kalashanji Sri Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda Sri Radhe. Jaya Radha Shamasundar, Radha Shamasundar Sri Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Shri Shri Radha Madhava ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Some counterweight. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We can say the English and translation, the verse and the translation together. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devyam sarasvatim vyasam tato jayam yudirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer the respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayan, Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Sri Vasudeva, the author. Nashta prayasha breshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati utamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. By regular attendance on the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Gyantamarandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmritam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, but my spiritual master so kindly opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Hare Krishna. If we could start with 7, 9, 19. It is our focus verse, so we'll come back to it. But let's start with the translations till 23, please. Hare Krishna. To 23. 19 to 23? So, yeah. All right.
Text 19. My Lord Narasimhadeva, O Supreme, because of a bodily conception of life, embodied souls neglected and not cared for by you cannot do anything for their betterment. Whatever remedies they accept, although perhaps temporarily beneficial, are certainly impermanent. For example, a father and mother cannot protect their child. A physician and medicine cannot relieve a suffering patient. And a boat on the ocean cannot protect a drowning man.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
My dear Lord, everyone in this material world is under the modes of material nature, being influenced by goodness, passion, and ignorance. Everyone from the greatest personality, Lord Brahma, down to the small ant, works under the influence of these modes. Therefore, everyone in this material world is influenced by your energy. The cause for which they work, the place where they work, the time when they work, the matter due to which they work, the goal of life they have considered final, and the process for obtaining this goal All are nothing but manifestations of your energy. Indeed, since the energy and energetic are identical, all of them are but manifestations of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
O Lord, O Supreme Eternal, by expanding your plenary portion, you have created the subtle bodies of the living entities through the agency of your external energy, which is agitated by time. Thus, the mind entraps the living entity in unlimited varieties of desires to be fulfilled by the Vedic directions of karma kanda, fruitive activity, and the 16 elements. Who can get free from this entanglement unless he takes shelter at your lotus feet? Lotus feet.
My dear Lord, O Supreme Great, you have created this material world of 16 constituents, but you are transcendental to their material qualities. In other words, these material qualities are under your full control, and you are never compared to by them. Therefore, the time element is your representation. My Lord, O Supreme, no one can conquer you. As for me, however, I am being crushed by the wheel of time, and therefore I surrender fully unto you. Now kindly take me under the protection of your lotus feet.
My dear Lord, people in general want to be elevated to the higher planetary systems for a long duration of life, opulence and enjoyment, but I have seen all of these through the activities of my father. When my father was angry and he laughed sarcastically at the demigods, they were immediately vanquished simply by seeing the movements of his eyebrows. Yet my father, who was so powerful, has now been vanquished by you within a moment.
Hare Krishna. Okay? So Prahlad Maharaj is offering these prayers to Lord Nrsingadev, right? And now we go to 19, and this will be their verse. Bala Sneha Saranam Pitaro Nashimha Bala Sneha Sharnaram Pitra Yo Nashimha Nartasya Chagadama Udanvati Majoto No. No? No. Nartasya Chagadam Udanvanti Majato No. Taptasya tat praviti vidir ya ijanjasyas. Sheshtas. Thank you. Taptasya tat praviti vidir ya ijanjasyas. Tadvad vivo tanu britam vad tad Shitenam. Tavad vibo tanu britam tvad epe shitenam. Balashane saranam pitaro nashrimha. Nartasya tagdam hidadvanti majato no. Taptasya tat pratividirya ijanjanyeshtas. Tavad vibo tanubritam tvadepe shitanam. Sit. Sitanam. Bolo, please. Adeshaneha saranam prityo nashrimha. Hello. Dadvi. Sorry, Prabhu. Welcome. You've come to each morning we sit here at 7:40. Are you familiar with the temple? Have you come to this time before? Oh, you come to the Hanuman. Wow, I was just there a couple weeks on Hanuman Jayanti. There's like 3,000 people. Amazing. So what we do is we read this book called Srimad Bhagavatam. And so we read about it and hear from it, and then we discuss. So you're welcome to participate, and thank you so much for coming here. Thank you. Okay, let's go to the translation, please. Let's just go to the translation, if that's okay. Please. Translation is purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. My Lord Nrsimhadev, O Supreme, because of the bodily conception of life, embodied souls neglect and not cared for by you cannot do anything for their betterment. Whatever remedies they accept, although perhaps temporarily beneficial, are certainly impermanent. There we go. For example, a father and mother cannot protect their child. A physician in medicine cannot relieve a suffering patient, and the boat on the ocean cannot protect a drowning man. Please repeat. My Lord Nrsimhadev, O Supreme, because of the bodily conception of life, embodied souls neglected and not cared for by you cannot do anything for their betterment. Whatever remedies they accept, although perhaps temporarily beneficial, are certainly impermanent. For example, a father and mother cannot protect their child. A physician in medicine cannot relieve a suffering patient. And a boat on the ocean cannot protect a drowning man. Purport. Through parental care, through remedies for different kinds of diseases, and through means of protection in the water, in the air, and on land, there is always an endeavor for relief from various kinds of suffering in the material world. But none of them are guaranteed measures for protection. They may be beneficial temporarily, but they afford no permanent benefit. Despite the presence of the father and the mother, a child cannot be protected from accidental death, disease, and various other miseries. No one can help, including the parents. Ultimately, the shelter is the Lord, and one who takes shelter of the Lord is protected. This is guaranteed, as the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 9:31, Kuntaya pratijanihi na me bhaktya pranashyati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. Therefore, unless one is protected by the mercy of the Lord, no remedial measure can act effectively. One should consequently depend fully on the causeless mercy of the Lord. Although as a matter of routine duty, one must of course accept other remedy measures, no one can protect one who is neglected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this material world, everyone is trying to counteract the onslaughts of material nature, but everyone is ultimately fully controlled by material nature. Therefore, even though so-called philosophers and scientists try to surmount the onslaught of material nature, they have not been able to do so. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 13:9 that the real sufferings of the material world are four: Janama, Mrityu, Jara, Vidyadi. Birth, death, old age, and disease. In the history of the world, no one has been successful in conquering these miseries imposed by material nature. Prakriti, Kriyanamanani, Gunaya, Karmani, Sarvasyaha. Nature, Prakriti, is so strong that no one can overcome her surgent laws. So-called scientists, philosophers, religious, and politicians should therefore conclude that they cannot offer facilities to the people in general. They should make vigorous propaganda to awaken the populace and raise them from to the platform of Krishna consciousness. Our humble attempt is to propagate the Krishna conscious movement all over the world is the only remedy that can bring about a peaceful and happy life. We can never be happy without the mercy of the Lord. Tvad upikisitanam. If we keep displeasing our Supreme Father, we shall never be happy within the material world, neither the upper or lower planetary systems. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, we have a situation here where Prahlad Maharaj has been born of a father that is just so cruel. So cruel, in fact, that Prahlad, because he was a devotee of the Lord, because he loved the Lord, because he wanted to share that love with his friends and family, his father was so upset that he tried to kill his own son. Can you imagine that? Crazy. And so Prahlad, as a pure devotee of the Lord, is always protected. His father tried to kill him like this and tried to kill him like that, and over, and every time Prahlad overcame. It got so frustrating to his father, that was a very powerful king, that he asked, "Where do you get your power, Prahlad?" And what did he say? He said, "I get my power from the same person you do, Father. I get it from the Lord." And what did his father do? He said, "Oh, I get it." No. His father said, "What? I get my power from me. I have gotten my power. I have done this, and this, and this, and it is mine." And so, this pastime goes back and forth where Prahlad keeps on encouraging his father, "Hey, God is your reservoir. He is my reservoir. Please understand him." But the father won't accept. To the point where the Supreme Personality himself comes down and kills the father. He can't take it any longer. He wants his devotee to be protected, and he will always protect his devotee. So when Prahlad is being challenged by his father in the sense of, "Where is your God? Where is your Krishna? I do not see him." Prahlad says, "He's everywhere, Father." And he says, "Is he in this pillar?" He says, "Yes, he is in that pillar." And his dad grabs a weapon and breaks the pillar, and out comes the Lord. And he takes him, and he does what he needs to do with the father, right? So Srila Prabhupada in this purport is speaking about this material world that is so tough, right? He says in the purport that this world, when it comes down to it, no matter how happy we try to be, no matter what we do to get away from our suffering, no matter what we intake to become happy, there's 4 things that none of us can overcome: death, disease, old age, and birth. We're not so familiar with birth, right? But have you felt disease? Sringarupa, have you been sick for a little while now? Disease not only of viruses and these different kinds of things, but how about the disease of the mind? It's said right now in America that 80% of people have mental distress. Shri Shri Radha Kalashanji ki jai. 80% of people are in some kind of mental disease. It varies, Some people have some very significant challenges with mental health, and some people slightly, but 8 out of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About 9, 10 of you guys are struggling. I'm one. I'll put my hand up. So because of this struggling, this material life is very embarrassing. It's very embarrassing and it's very traumatic. We try to do the best we can. We make some slight mistake, and everybody's there to tell you about it. And if everybody's there, if nobody's there to tell you about it, who else is there to tell you about it? Your own mind, yeah, right? The mind says, ha ha ha, I got you. No one's here to tell you how bad mistake you've made. I got you taken care of. And it, so it's embarrassing too. We become traumatized from this. So much traumatized that we take shelter of so many different things to forget about this embarrassment and this trauma. And this is the materially conditioned life, that we are trying to forget about these traumas that we've gone through. We're trying to get through these embarrassment. For instance, most of you who were here when I'm speaking the Sanskrit, and it's just embarrassing. I've been here for a while, and yet still, it's embarrassing. It is. It's like, why though? It's embarrassing. Because we know that this is an uncomfortable condition for us. In the material world, we have complete knowledge. Nobody struggles in the sense with speaking Sanskrit. Nobody's mistake is a mistake even. Anything that happens in the spiritual world is completely blissful, full of knowledge, and eternal. And we have a sense, we have a unconscious understanding that this is the nature of who we truly are. And so when we're put in these situations of trauma and embarrassment, death, disease, and old age, it's not comfortable. And so we tend to let it stop us from growing. So when we first come to Krishna consciousness, because of our traumas and our conditioning, it becomes difficult to let go of this conditioning. It's been happening for trillions of years. Lifetime after lifetime, we've come with these traumas of embarrassment. So, when we come to devotional service, sometimes this conditioning and these embarrassments can stop us from moving forward. And I'm here to encourage you all, please, don't let the embarrassment, don't let the traumas of your past stop you from serving Krishna. Our Krishna is so amazing that just a little attempt of service pleases him so much. He doesn't see your mistake. He sees the attempt that you're making. And so when we're in devotional service and we have these opportunities to do some devotional service, we need to look at it in the right perspective. I'll give you a story. Recently happened. My mom's not here, and she's my mom, so I can embarrass her. Maybe she's not listening online. So my mom came up to me, and she says, Nanda, Tulsi Saki Prabhu has asked me to do Tulsi Puja. I said, oh, wow, She said, but I'm not going to do it. Oh? Because I do not want to put on a sari. A sari is this outfit right here that Prabhupada Priya's wearing and Kritika's wearing, right? Ooh, model. And my mom because of some trauma and some embarrassment that she probably is not even aware of, has this line. I'm not willing to go over here this. I'm drawing the line in the sand. I'm not putting on a sorry, Nanda Braja. Okay, Mom. I understand. But Mom, you understand that Tulsi Saki has Krishna in her heart, and Krishna has encouraged her to ask you to do Tulsi Puja. You know Tulsi, by the way, Tulsi Puja is I'm going to call it ritual. We don't look at it as ritual, but so to easy understand, it's a ritual that we do that's from the heart, and so therefore it becomes an offering. It becomes an offering to the pure devotee. And so I said, but Mom, Tulsi is being inspired by Tulsi Maharani and Krishna to ask you to do some devotional service. And that doesn't happen very often. Think about this world. There's not very many people that have the opportunity we have to be right here and listening to Srimad Bhagavatam. There's not many people that have the opportunity to do these services. I didn't say that to her, but I said, so Mom, I would just encourage you to think of it like Krishna's asking you. Krishna's inspiring this devotee to say, hey, I want you to do some service. And so, Mom, you don't have to do it, but at least try to understand that Krishna's reaching out to you. And you can put the sand in the line in the sand if you want, but at least try to understand that. And she changed her tune, they say. She goes, wow, I didn't think about it as Krishna wanting me to do this service. She probably didn't even know that the trauma and the embarrassment were stopping her from it. But when we have the opportunity from devotional service, let's try to understand that the Supreme Lord and His pure devotees are trying to touch us in a way that they're giving an opportunity to share love with the Lord. An amazing thing happens when we see it in a perspective of coming from the Lord or His pure devotee. That ocean of suffering and embarrassment and trauma that we need to overcome to do some kind of loving devotional service, it looks so vast. We look at it and we see this problem that's so huge. Something happens to that ocean when we see it as a gift from the pure devotee or the Lord. It shrinks. The acharyas say that the material suffering, the material ocean, the material traumas, the material embarrassment goes down to a footprint of a cow, a puddle the size of a cow. This big ocean, this big problem looked so hard and so tough, and we had so much troubles with, becomes very small. So yes, this material world is difficult. It is kicking. My father, he's left his body. But when I was young, my father would tell me, Nate, don't worry if you're happy, because just a matter of time, this world's going to come and kick you in the... He would tell me that. He would be rant and rave about, hey, don't be too comfortable. And it was very traumatic for me, thinking of the world like this. But as I grew older, I began to appreciate this. My dad could see that happiness and distress was fleeting. Happiness was just a matter of time, and distress would come. However, that trauma that was in me, that was being in my dad's trauma that was being shared by him, is overcome because of the encouragement of the pure devotee. The pure devotee gives us the perspective, the understanding that yes, this world is going to kick our butt. But let's understand that the reason why it's kicking our bottom is because it's not the place for us. There's things happening here that are not our condition. They're not for us. So they encourage us to at least recognize this and see it as a reality, that this is happening. And then they encourage us, but this world is also a great opportunity that you can overcome these things by the grace of the Lord, by the mercy of the Lord. And so they encourage us to focus on the Lord, to become Krishna conscious. My Lord, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but you're asking me to do it, so therefore I will. I may make mistakes, I may do this, it may be embarrassing, but I will do it for you. And surely you will protect me. And you know what? The first time you take that step, it's scary. Because we're conditioned to not trust the Lord. But we try it. We take a little step. We dab our toe in the water. We go, wow. That was a little scary. That was a little uncomfortable. But after I did it, wow, my heart became so light and so happy. Maybe I should try to do this again. And you know what happens? Something else comes that's scary. We're asked to grow a little bit, right? And it's scary. Oh, but can't I just do that thing that I was doing? I just learned it. Let me stay there. Nope. Krishna and our acharyas, our mentors, our gurus, they say, nope, please expand yourself, grow, become bigger. So you take a bigger step, and a bigger step, and a bigger step, and a bigger step, and it's scary and scary and scary, but you come to a point where each time you find the Lord has protected you, He has helped you, and even in the times where you fumble, He's picked you back up. And that confidence, that love overcomes trauma and what was the other word I was using? Trauma and, help me out. What? And what? Embarrassment. Yes, thank you. That love and that gets us over that embarrassment. Yes, I know I make foolish mistakes, but you know what? I've found time and time again when I do it, and even when I face a little embarrassment and overcome it, my heart becomes happy, the Lord becomes more present in my life, and I become more, my faith grows. My love grows from the Lord. So you know what? I don't care anymore. I don't care if I'm embarrassed. I don't care if it's tough. If the Lord wants me to do it, I don't put a line in the sand anymore. I'm going to jump it because my Lord will surely protect me. And that's the consciousness of the pure devotee. Srila Prabhupada came from India. He jumped on a boat. He's 72 years old. He jumps on man. I get uncomfortable when there's on the flight to India, which is 20 hours or so. I literally get to the point where I'm going crazy after about the 17th, 16th. I'm just like, get me out of this plane, you know. And Srila Prabhupada's on the water for days. Why? Because he knows that the Lord is giving him some service. His guru gave him some service, and he's going to do it. That's the confidence that we want to come to. But I do know, I understand that the trauma and the embarrassment is tough. So what I do want to do is encourage you to find a mentor, find the person that can help you through it, that can encourage you. And then, more importantly than finding the mentor, please become a mentor for people. There are people in this world that are not at where you're at. They need your help. And you have help. You've gone through some experiences that you can help somebody speed up their learning curve. Think about that. I've gone through so many fumbles, but can I just teach one person one thing that will help them expedite their fumbles, their misunderstandings, the things that are holding them back? Wow. If we can do that one thing, how pleased must Krishna be? You've helped this person overcome their trauma and embarrassment. So please, you all have, here's what I found when I encourage people to become mentors. How am I going to be a mentor? Well, two things. Turn to the mentor that you have and go, what did they do for me? Let me take that and give it to other people, right? Second, if you're not feeling the reciprocation from a mentor, then you're not connecting with your mentor enough. Sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to encourage you. If you're feeling that separation in a long-term situation, of course we feel that separation at times. But if in general you're feeling like, how am I supposed to mentor somebody? I don't have this person that showed me. Then you should connect with, you should aggressively take steps to find the mentor that can help you. And when we have the mentor that can help us, and we found it, our confidence rises. You've all probably had this experience, right? The mentorship of the guru, the encouragement from the guru helps us so much that how can we not be encouraged to give it to other people? And it's amazing what happens when you're willing to put yourself in the shoes, even though it's so scary and although it's so embarrassment, Krishna helps you. Okay, I could go on for a little while longer, but I'll stop there and ask, is there any questions, comments, thoughts? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Was I too heavy? I can ask this. Oh. It's from I didn't know you were here.
The live wasn't working. It was on and off. So you were mentioning very nicely how we overcome our embarrassment and our feeling of not being qualified to do services, and then we are encouraged, and it's so nice. And I'm so grateful that your mother, did the Tulsi Puja.
Yeah,
I was so ecstatic.
right? She put on the sari.
Yeah.
Yay!
And she was a champion in the sari. But coming back to, there are certain services we don't feel like uncomfortable in.
Yeah.
That's and you mentioned that it's, our growing curve to take on services. But then we should pay attention to the fact that we are feeling uncomfortable in certain services because we don't, we know that we're not doing how it should be done.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that there's others who do such a better job of it.
What's your question, though? You said
The
I have a
question
question.
is, isn't the discomfort an indicator that maybe we shouldn't be doing
Discomfort, we're conditioned to be discomfort. That's where we go. So we can't use discomfort as the line, right? That's not a very good tool to use. It's not the ultimate tool that we use. We can use the tool of uncomfort to understand, but it shouldn't be the main tool. It shouldn't be the priority tool. The priority tool is the mentor, and the priority tool is to ask the person, to inquire, to have curiosity. And I say that because you'll have somebody who will come up and ask you to do a service, And sometimes it's just not possible, right? But we're chanting Hare Krishna, and so when opportunity to serve comes up, then we definitely should be in a mood of curiosity that, wow, is Krishna giving me this service? You know? So then we have a willingness to try. And then what we can do too is we can ask that person, hey, Nanda Braja, you want to cook in the morning? Whoa. Okay. I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say yes because I have a little bit of fear. Mataji Prabhu, you know, I really want to want to be open to this service, but I'm concerned. Oh, what are you concerned about? Well, I haven't cooked in that quantity for 10 years. I've never cooked in that quantity, and I'm not sure if I can do it. Oh, well, let me help you. I'll help you with it a couple times. Oh, you'll help me? Thank you so much. I didn't say no. I was willing to see if Krishna wanted me to do the service because I'm asking the questions. So, there is things when there's different levels to our conditioning, right? So there is a time when we get up to a point where we really understand our service for Krishna. We kind of have an understanding of our nature. And so when somebody asks us to go outside of it, we do know that isn't my service. That's not the service. But Krishna can ask me to do service at any time. So I'm going to be willing to check this out. There's sometimes when somebody asks us for service that we just can't do. And you know what we say? Prabhu, Mataji, I'm very concerned because at the same time that you're giving me this service, I have this other service. What should I do? What do you mean, what should you do? You can't do it. Never mind, I'll go find somebody else. Okay, thank you. You didn't even have to say no. They'll you know. So, uncomfortability is not a good indicator. It's not. We are conditioned and traumatized in these things, these conditionings that allow the trauma to get in. And they are a warning sign in some way, shape, or form, but we have to be able to come to an unconditioned state enough where we can go, is this my material conditioning that's stopping me? Or is it Krishna in the heart going, hey, don't do this, right? So what we do is we test and we get refinement. We go through the service and then all of a sudden we get to see, like, wait a minute, that's up here. That's I can feel that in my mind, in my false ego. And you get these senses after a while. Krishna starts to help us to be able to separate our mind, our false ego, and the spirit, soul, and Krishna as super soul. It happens. It's part of our process that we start to learn and be able to separate these things. So then when something happens, you hear your mind start to rattle, or your false ego, you take a deep breath, and you go, hey guys, we are servants of Krishna. I know you guys are scared. I understand, but let's do it. We got this. Come on. Krishna's going to help us, you know? So in that answer, I gave a few different perceptions, right? The first, the very conditioned state of not, asking and inquiring. Then we grow a little bit and we start to see the separation and we start to see Krishna in our heart and then we get to a perfected state where it's not, we see Krishna and we see exactly what he's saying, So we're making that progress. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Gokulananda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for yet another wonderful class. Your classes are thematic and they churn the nectar. So thank you once again.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very kind.
I was thinking from the bird's eye view, 16,000 feet, the purpose of rendering devotional service is purification.
Yes. Well.
Right. And based on my little experience in this moment, I have seen there are two types of services. The one which is coming from the authorities, and the other one which I personally feel ecstatic doing it from within. So from perfection parameter point of view, I was thinking both have to purify my existence. That is the goal, right? So let's say kirtan, playing musical instruments, singing for the pleasure of the lordships. So those things we love to do. And there will be purification. The element of purification will be intensified to the degree I think I'm not a doer. If I think I'm the doer, I have the skills and it's me and mine and I all the time, then the purification won't take place as much. As opposed to that, the service which has been given to me, although I do not like to do, right, is coming through the authorities, coming from Guru and Krishna. It purifies me because Prabhupada says tapasya, austerity, is voluntarily accepting certain inconvenience. So although I do not like to do, I do not want to do, when I force myself to do it, then that pleases Guru and Krishna, and there is more purification that takes place. Personally, I can vouch to this. When I lived in the monastery, the last thing I wanted to do was enter the kitchen. Kitchen service I practically hated the most. I never wanted to be in the kitchen. Lo behold, it will come right in front of you. As much as you try to run away from that particular service, Krishna will make it appear before you, manifest before you. Because Krishna wants us to get purified. And when I don't want to do it, when I'm forced, I'm dragged into it, that purifies my existence more. That is a small realization I wanted to share.
And this material world is made in a way that we have to work. There's some taste of this work that's tough, And so add those opportunities too. We can go, the purification is also, this isn't the place for me. Look at, this isn't fun. I'm going to do it with the right attitude, right? I'm going to do it with the best attitude I can. But you know what? Tough. And so we can at least say, hey, these are the opportunities I have to say to Krishna, yes, I understand this isn't the place for me, right? this isn't my place, right? I'm not saying that it isn't my service, it isn't the thing, but this material world that's in this condition, that's a prison house, that whether you're a prisoner with gold shackles or iron shackles, you're still a prisoner, right? And so there's opportunities that come across that say, man, this is tough, like the kitchen, right? But I appreciate your point, Prabhuji, too. I appreciate your point that there's these two different kinds of services: the service that you like to do, and the service that's tough, that's work in a sense, Yeah, I'm working on a project right now, and it's really encouraging me in so many ways. However, I've seen that there's times where you're just like, you have to like punch through. You have to do things that are like, this isn't really in my nature and this isn't fun. But those are the times too that Krishna really sees, are you dedicated and do you love me? Because the mother, she has a baby that for 2-3 years that she's taking care of, that's causing so many issues, problems or something that's so tough, changing diapers, burping them and this and that. But she still does it with a heart of gold because she loves her child. So can we please be like that? Can we please, on our tough time, go, you know what? I love you so much, Krishna. This is tough, but I'm going to do it because I love you so much. You know what? It's not such a big deal that it's tough for me. I just want to do your service, Hare Krishna. Any last questions, comments, thoughts? Please, 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 please become part of your life that you think about how to help others, how to mentorship. You're going through things that people can help, be benefited from. You have things in your life that you've learned, but the mercy of Krishna, He's helping you with. And there's somebody that needs your help. They need it badly. And if you shut yourself, if you draw that line in the sand because of your past embarrassments and your past traumas, you're shorting somebody from something that's amazing. If you have to put it like that, think of it like that. If it isn't even for yourself, it's for somebody else. Don't short other people. You have a wonderful gift. Be willing to cross the line. Be willing to be embarrassed. Be willing to get over the trauma, to help others. And Krishna reciprocates in such a way that he'll give you the things you need to grow even more. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Pramanande Hari Hari Bol Vanchika Patarubhyascha Vipasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Antikoti Vaishnava Vrindi ki jai.